Hi, my name is Joel Crandall, and I'm the owner, developer, and the creator of the VOILA method. I realized that I share my story of VOILA and how it came about in my seminars. I touch on it a little bit. I don't tell a grandiose story about it, but I thought that maybe I should make one for the public. So I have no notes for this, so I'm just going to try and bring this out from the top of my head. And what VOILA has done for me and for countless people that I have worked on with VOILA method, and kind of how I arrived at this place. So I may not remember everything, but that's actually going to be something I want to talk about a little bit later. But I do recall, and I don't know exactly what age it was, but I was with some buddies and we were going down a pathway to a creek. It was a pretty steep path. And I had my wagon with me, so we decided, oh, well, let's a couple of us jump in the wagon and we'll take the wagon down this trail. Well, it didn't work out so well. We took a sharp left turn. The guy that was driving, he tumbled and ran into it, tumbled into a tree. And I continued tumbling down, and I kind of fell off of this, what's called a cliff. It wasn't a really high cliff, but maybe 8 feet or so. My friends will be able to tell you better. I reached out to a couple to see if they could get back to me on what they recall, because I got knocked out cold. I was out. I'm not even sure if I vaguely remember them standing over me, trying to revive me, bring me back. I do recall a small snippet of walking home. I was near my house. I was in front of my neighbor's house. And that's about pretty much what I remember. And I remember walking around to the back of my house, and my parents were like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I think I went upstairs and I went to sleep. Not the right thing to do with a head injury. But didn't know much about head injuries at that point. So I'm going to fast forward, and I'm in college, playing football in college as a running back. And I take another blow to the head, which I was in a falling position. And when I got hit, I ended up in a seated position, and everything went bright white. So I knew something was wrong. I did manage to get up, and I remember walking over to the coach and handing him the ball. And I remember myself outside of myself, if that makes sense to you guys, watching me walk off the field. I knew it was my last time. I did try to come back and play, but didn't work out. That's another story. So fast forward again, I get into personal training. My degree's in exercise physiology and kinesiology, so I've always loved that and working out. But I was getting to the point where working out didn't feel good. It would take me 4 days to a week to recover from the workout, and that's just not pleasant. It's not fun. And I was helping other people feel better and whatnot, but I just wasn't feeling good myself. So this is kind of where the story begins. It's not an easy one for me. So the reality is the VOILA method saved my life, because I was starting to go into isolation. I couldn't remember people's names. Didn't really want to be here anymore. So I worked through that somehow. I guess because I knew there was something bigger for me. I didn't know what. But I do remember a good friend of mine, Dan Topman, one of the best body workers I've ever met and had the opportunity to work on me. I let very few people work on me. And he made a challenge to both of us. You know, we were working as a team, and he's like, Joe, he goes, let's find that one spot in the body that will help everyone. And this was, God, Dan will probably have to tell us what year that was, if he can even remember. But that stuck in my head because I knew what I was doing was good. I was helping other people. You know, I was an assistant with Eric Dalton. I was an assistant with Aaron Mattis. But none of it helped me. I mean, I got to touch my toes once after doing an AIS class, which that's awesome. But I was in a lot of pain when I was doing this work and I was helping out others. So when Dan said, Joel, let's find that one spot that will help a lot of people, I went, yeah, let's do it. Fast forward, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I've known Dan for quite a while now. And I think about it. I'm going to rephrase. I found it. And once I found it, and once I found it, it took me years to figure out how to use it to help heal and get people to grow and get them out of being stuck and get them out of that brain fog and chronic pain. So I'm still learning. I'll always be learning because this is my passion. So I found the spot, and now I teach others how to use it. And even though you take my class, you still don't understand the magnitude of it. Even the people that have taken my highest level of class don't understand the magnitude of what we're doing and how I use it. But it's changed my life because I can sit here now and I can do this video. I can sit here now, and of course, as I try to tell the story, the dogs come running in. Okay, or you can settle down. So as you can see, I got helpers. Which actually is bringing me back to one of my points. Because if I got interrupted like that before, I would not be able to pick up and remember where I was and what I wanted to talk about. So anyway, once I started working with this one spot, and it's the only spot that's in the center of the body, which is fascinating. And no, it's not in the hips. And all of a sudden the brain fog started lifting. And you don't realize you're in brain fog until it lifts. That's the fascinating thing about it. I've watched doctors who work with soldiers who say they specialize in PTSD. And in observance of that, within 30 seconds, they put them right into PTSD. And I'll never forget that session with that soldier. And I threw the doctor out. I said, don't you ever do that again. And I finished up the session and was able to get this soldier to open up and help grow and heal. So that was pretty important to me to be able to do that. And that's what I want to help others do, and help others that take my class, help others in that situation. Because now, the PTSD and the brain injuries is all becoming this new in thing, and everybody thinks they can help with it. I had an older gentleman come and see me, and he was going to go to a clinic, I think in Northern California, that specialized in brain injuries and PTSD and all that. And I think it was $6,000 a week for him to go there. But that wasn't all inclusive. If he wanted to do other studies, it was going to cost him even more. So I think per week it was going to be about $10,000. It's ridiculous. I saw him for one session. And afterward he's like, oh my God. He goes, you did more for me than they did in 1 hour. Because we're working with that one spot. A few years ago, I went back to my alma mater and we were celebrating our 30th anniversary of our undefeated football season. Bittersweet for me because that's the season I got injured, and I got injured in the red-white scrimmage prior to the season started. So as I said earlier, I tried to make a comeback, but I couldn't feel my feet anymore. I couldn't feel them on the ground, and as a running back, it's kind of a big deal. Obviously, didn't want to take a blow to the head either. So anyway, one of my teammates walks in, and he was like by far the smartest guy in the team. He was taking athletic training and playing football, which basically they told us at our school was like nearly impossible to do, but he did it. And it stopped me from trying to do it, that's for sure. But so I run into him and I jokingly say, hey Tommy, are you a doctor yet? And he goes, as a matter of fact, I am, Joel. I'm like, no kidding. What's your specialty? What are you working with? And he goes, brain injuries. And we're working on, how to help rehab it and help, understand the brain. So I get excited about this. I get really excited. And I start talking to him about my one spot that I found and how it functions and all this stuff. And he goes, Joe, stop. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, excuse me? I go, it's this joint, opens, closes, And he's like, I don't know what you mean. He goes, but I'm gonna share this with you. He goes, the studies we've been doing and our results that we've been getting haven't been that good. And I go, I can tell you why. Unfortunately, then COVID hit, so we haven't been able to meet up. So I'm still trying to get a hold of him to see if we can meet up so I can help him with his study, so we can help a lot more people. So hopefully that will happen in the very near future. Hopefully you'll even see this video and reach back out. If you want to learn how to help people on a level that you have never been able to help people before, and I have posted videos of certain other conditions that I have helped with, but the PTSD, this woman that I worked on in Arizona at a pop-up clinic, it's interesting how things just work out. But she wasn't supposed to see me. She was supposed to see another therapist, and that therapist wasn't feeling well. So they ended up with me, and thank God they did, because I didn't know what she was coming in for. And she's done a video for me and she's posted it. And the transformation in that hour was mind-blowing. I wish you guys could have seen her before the video, but we don't have video of that. We only have the after of her testimonial. And if I can, maybe I'll try and get a snippet of that in this video as well. But VOILA method is much more than for PTSD and brain injuries, etc. I've helped people with strokes get up and literally walk across the room where they can only do a couple of steps. I worked with a young woman who couldn't stand on her own with her head up for more than like 10 seconds. And I had this wonderful opportunity to get a chance to work with her. And I had no idea about this, but I'm sitting there and I'm talking to her and I'm working on her and I'm talking to her. Her mom is there. And her mom pulls me aside. I'm like, can I help you? She goes, you don't understand. She's never been able to hold her head up for that long. I sat there, I was probably talking to her for like 10 minutes with her head up. And mom just breaks out crying. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly everything the VOILA method could do. So far I haven't found anything that doesn't work for her, because I found the spot. And if you want to learn how to, sign up at www.voilamethod.com. We'll start you out easy, and then it's a journey for you to learn this. You have to go through a lot of your own stuff to be able to work on this. You can't just go and work on somebody's head injury if you haven't worked on your own. There's reasons for that. Because this spot is so powerful. You have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're doing, and that's why I don't show videos of what I do online when I'm working with somebody's head. If it was just a massage technique, I would share that till the days come home. If it was a picture of supposed deep lines in the body, you know, these beautiful posters that people are recreating that have already been done, who cares? The body doesn't care. The mind doesn't care. It doesn't know the names of any of that shit. It doesn't care they're pretty little posters. It doesn't care. All it cares is about is itself and its connection. Postman. And its connection to the universe and getting you back on your soul path. And that is what VOILA method is all about. Come join us. I invite you.